Hi guys, welcome back. It's LSP. It's currently the 3rd of February 2021. So episode 3. We're still focused on Euro USD. As you can see, so far so good. Alright, we're just going to jump straight into the video. So we can see, we made a note here. If you haven't already watched episode 2, then, it's not very long. Just, go and watch that. You can keep a track of what we're doing. But we've made a note of this area here. I believe there is a pool of liquidity here that I want to see price run into. I want to see it do it quickly. Yeah, I want to see price drive down there very, very fast, because that bodes well. If price runs into this area fast and sharp, okay, it means it's reaching for liquidity, which means the pickup's going to be quicker, and it means that the pickup will be more reactive. Yeah, I want to see a nice run into this area, pick up the liquidity, and then a nice move away from that. And it actually helps with the risk management side of things, because if price runs into this area fast, picks up the liquidity, it runs away very fast as well. And this is a good general rule of thumb. And for me personally, as an intraday trader, if that happens, it means that I can get into a trade quickly. It means the profit, it means the move away from this level is going to be quick enough for me to move my stop to break even, reduce the risk to almost nothing, because there may still be a little bit of slippage, obviously, and I can basically sit back and just allow the trade to unfold. And if it does dip back into the area to take out anybody that did do what I'm trying to do, yeah, to take anybody out, then it doesn't matter, because I'm at break even, and then I can sort of assess and take it from there. But I digress. The level's still there. It's intact. It hasn't touched it yet. So if it does go down there, it's going to be the first initial touch, which is great. That's what we want to see. So we'll just drop down to the 4-hour chart. And if you remember, as I was saying in the last video, I wanted to see a London session drive into this level, which was more than doable for Euro, but it didn't quite do it today. So this is the area down here. Let me just zoom out a little bit, guys. Sorry. Here we go. That's better. So it didn't quite do it today. So this is the 4-hour chart. This is the area, the general area. I mean, I could expand it up. I'm just going to leave it as it is. And you can see we're still grinding lower this week. A nice bleed into this area, but I want to see it accelerate now into this area. If it does, it means it's reaching for liquidity. It's seeking liquidity quickly. Okay, that's what we want to see. We want to see price can't find liquidity, starts to accelerate, runs into this level, get a nice reaction away from that, offers an opportunity to engage in the market, and then we take it from there. So all good so far. Let's drop down to the hourly, and as I was saying, sorry, the London session this morning, I wanted to see price drive down there, and then sort of early New York, I wanted to be about here really, but unfortunately we're not. Yeah, so maybe tomorrow we get a Thursday low of the week, and then Thursday's pretty much a cut-off day for me. If I don't see what I want to see tomorrow, then we're going to be going into the following week, and then we take it from there. But we'll see how we pan out. But you can see today, so here's our today. This was yesterday, so here's our today, 12 o'clock midnight. And this is all GMT time as well, so if you need to adjust any times, you do it to GMT time. So what you're seeing here is GMT time, or London time, if that's any easier for anybody. So pretty muted. All the way to around about sort of 7 o'clock, starts to gain a little bit of traction around about 7 to 8 o'clock, right in the heart of New York. Right in the heart of the London session. Gains a little bit of traction, but nothing spectacular. Starts to gain a little bit of traction here, nothing spectacular. You see just here, you can see that price runs. Yeah, and remember, and let me turn this off so it's not in the way, but you can see just as price starts to run, remember at one point this was a full red candle. Yeah, this is very important. Forget this for a second. Yeah, at one point this was a full red candle. Yeah, and these are the things that I notice and I like to pay attention to. At one point this was a full red candle, okay, but it reacted and moved away from that. Okay, so it created this tail, this wick. It left a wick behind, so you can see that upward pressure. And the reason this is happening is obviously because it's just taken out this low here and removed whatever liquidity was below here. All right, but we still know that there's a larger pool of liquidity down here, or at least we believe there's a larger pool of liquidity down here, and we want to see price sort of run for that. Yeah, so consolidation. The time now is 5 o'clock. Things are slowing down a little bit, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. Let me see if we just, I mean, look, just based on the way that the week is going so far this week, you can see this nice steady grind towards, I mean, this is the target really this week, guys. Just based on this, we may very well just see a bleed going into the remainder of this week, to be honest, which would be unfortunate, but it would also give us a lot of information going into next week, which would kind of make next week a lot easier for us from a, confirmation point of view. But I'll go into those details next week, depending on what we get this week. All right, so I'll leave it at that. Don't want to take up too much of everybody's time. And as always, I hope everybody finds and is finding these videos useful. And I'm looking forward to being able to open a trade and get things moving. So we'll see how we go. All right. Just one thing before I disappear. If price rips to the upside, okay, and reverses, we get a nice negation. Okay, so if it rips to the upside, and I mean quite aggressively as well, I would want to see during London session tomorrow a nice run to the upside, rebalance here, dip into this area here. So I'm going to make a note of this so everybody knows what's going on. And again, this is all for education, guys. I've said many times, and I will make it very clear, this is not trade advice. I am not licensed to give trade advice at all. Okay, this is all for education. Okay, and following on, from that suit, I will explain everything that I'm about to explain now and go through. If price rips to the upside aggressively, quickly during the London session tomorrow, okay, which will be Thursday the 4th of February 2021, runs into this area, so it takes out this area here, rebalances and dips into this liquidity pool here to pick up liquidity, so sell liquidity, okay, and negates, so it reverses. This will mean that it's picking up more sell liquidity to add to its already existing sell liquidity to offload that down here. And if it does that, then the negation, okay, so the area, it's not enough to pick it up here for me personally. I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to pick up a sell here. I would want to see it negate. Yeah. So here, where the full negation would be for me personally, or confirmation of negation, okay, would be around about here into this dip. So we're talking around about 50 pips of range. Yeah. Once I've seen confirmation that price has gone up there, picked up some sell liquidity, and then is continuing to go lower. That's what I would like to see. If that happens, there may be a potential move or a potential trade lower, as a study. So we'll see. We'll see how it all pans out. All right, guys. So I'll leave it at that. As always, if you're finding, excuse me, if you're finding this useful or you enjoy the videos, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch up with you guys hopefully tomorrow. If not tomorrow, I'll catch up with you guys on Friday before the weekend. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.